Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls of all ages. Spank the Monkey back again with another video of singles Bojangles. Okay, so we have another set of singles coming from one of my favorite sellers. Let me share this with you guys. Again, most of this would be stuff coming from Marvel superheroes. So this should, maybe a couple of cards you've already seen before, stuff that I'm just, getting some extra copies to add to my decks. Hold on, let me just get scissors to help me open this up. And there might be some other couple of cards that I've picked up which I wasn't able to crack open when I opened some of the product before or in the first batch of singles that I got. And yeah, let's see what we get for this round. Hopefully this may be the last set of singles I'll be getting. But anyway, okay, so I think we have some chaff over here, and let's go through them first. Oops. Okay, here we go. Oh, sorry, I think there's a little bit more stuff here. More than chaff. Okay, there. So 5/5. Again, let's go through the chaff first. So Selesnya Sanctuary, Glider Kids. Okay. Oops. So this is uncommon, common over there. We have a Think Twice, Yavi Maya Elder, classic card. Notion Rain, common. Simic Growth Chamber from Karlov Manor. Condemn. Okay. Ritual of the Returned. And a Branch Snap Lorien. Wow, this is from 2003. I don't know what this logo is. One green trample with more 4/1 beast. Okay. And a Fleet Feather Cockatrice. Flash, Flying, Death Touch, 7 to cast, Monstrosity 3. Okay, so we'll put that away. Okay, so what is this? Wait, hold on. I'll get to that in a bit. So let's start from the back. We have a South Pole Voyager. So the human scout ally for 2. Whenever this creature or another ally you control enters, gain 1 life. If this is the second time this ability resolved this turn, draw a card. So this is, I suppose, slightly better than the Soul Sisters, where they come in, you gain life. At least this is for 2 mana, but you draw a card on the second time the ability resolves. So pretty cool. So it's this creature or another ally. Okay, so it's ally matters. Let's put that over here. Okay, a Centaur Vine Crasher, plant Centaur for to cast. 1/1 trample enters with number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the number of lands in all graveyards. And whenever land card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, you may pay 2 green. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so a little bit of recursion. Okay, nice. So we have Toph, the first Metal Bender in the showcase art, non-foil. Sweet looking art there. Yeah, nice to have that. Have that in my collection. So I'll put it over here, being a nice special art looking thing. Okay, next up we have a look at that, Secret Lair version of Vesuva, Land of 1,000 Lands. So you may have this land enter tapped as a copy of any land on the battlefield. Nice looking Silver Lair version there. Next up we have a Vashta Nerada. So this is 3 to cast Alien Horror with Indestructible 1/1 with Shadow and Morbid, which says at the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, you put a 1/1 counter on Vashta Nerada. Interesting card. This is from Doctor Who. 3 to cast Indestructible with Shadow. Maybe this could work in one of my decks. We'll see. Okay, next card would be Dance with Calamity. So this is from March of the Machines Commander. 8 to cast, sorcery. Shuffle your library as many times as you choose. You may exile top card of your library. If the mana value of the cards exiled this way is 13 or less, you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana cost. Cool. Okay, so I'll put that here. Under that, we have Scurry of Squirrels. I think this is a 30-cent card that gained a lot of value with Squirrel Girl coming out. So I decided to pick one up, just to get a copy of it, because this comes from the Bloomborough Commander set. It's a 3 to cast, 2/2 Squirrel Scout with Myriad, and whenever Scurry of Squirrels deals combat damage to player, put a 1/1 counter target creature you control. So great for Squirrel Girl. Okay, so I'll put this over here. All right. Next up, we have Sheltered by Ghosts. So this is an uncommon from the Duskmourn set. Interestingly enough, this is picking up in price. So this is a 2/2 cast aura, enchant creature you control. When Sheltered by Ghosts enters, exile target non-permanent opponent controls until Sheltered by Ghosts leaves the battlefield. So basically it's removal. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and has lifelink and ward 2. So that's a pretty good rate. For 2 mana, you get to remove something, you give someone ward and lifelink plus a little buff on the power. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, if this was rare, I probably would still get this. So interesting card. Very nice. Okay, next we have Timur Battle Crier. So this is Timur Colors, Orc Ranger 4/3. During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Okay. Nothing to write home about, but interesting card for Timur decks. Put that over here. Next up, we have a Dark Depths. So Legendary Snowland. I realize I don't have a copy of this card. So I saw this one come up. I decided to snatch this copy. This is from the MH3 Commander. Basically, you remove ice counters and you get Merit Lage 2020 black avatar creature with flying and indestructible. Cool card. So Mythic over here. Okay, now maybe I'll put that over here to the side. Okay. Next up, we have Absorbing Man in Titania. 5 to cast in Gruul, Human Villain 4/5. Double all damage that creature sources you control would deal. So this is actually quite good, right? So if you have like damage dealings, like you have pingers, or you have stuff like Sabu Tender, Tanuk, where it deals damage on landfall. This actually doubles that up, right? Because it's not just combat damage, it's all damage that creature sources you control would deal. So this is actually quite good in those kinds of decks. So nice to get this into my collection. Okay, and behind that we have a Radiant Summit. Okay, just a dual. Enters tap unless you control 2 or more basics. And then we have a Scorched Geyser, similarly in Izzet colors. Oops. Let me just take this up. Okay. And behind that, we have a Everett K. Ross, Hapless Attaché. 3 to cast Human Advisor, 1/3. Commander creatures you control get 1/1 and have lifelink. And whenever an opponent attacks you with 2 or more creatures, you draw a card. So 3 to cast Human Advisor, 1/3 gives your commander lifelink 1/1, and you can draw a card when opponents attack you. So that's pretty good. Okay, nice again to have this in my collection. Now behind that, we have another rare from Avengers. We have Falcon and Redwing. So this is a 3 to cast Human Bird Hero, 1/2 with flying. And whenever Falcon and Redwing deal combat damage to player, create that many 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, then put a 1/1 counter on Falcon and Redwing. So this can get gross very quickly if you're able to pump this guy up. Okay, put that over here. Okay, next card coming up is Ultimate Nullification. So this is a 5 to cast sorcery. As an additional cost, you sacrifice a legendary creature, but it exiles all creatures in graveyards. Put Ultimate Nullification on the bottom of its owner's library. So I think this is an homage to the Ultimate Nullifier, which I think Reed Richards used on Galactus. Okay, cool. So this is from the Jumpstart, I think, set of cards. Speaking of Jumpstart, we also get Ingenious Smith, which is uncommon, 2 to cast Human Artificer 1/1. When it enters, look at the top 4 cards of the library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them, put it into your hand, and whenever one or more artifacts you control enter, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. This ability triggers only once each turn. So you can dig for an artifact card when it comes in, and then when an artifact comes in, you put a 1/1 counter on this creature once a turn. But it's easy to bring artifacts in, right? Like tokens and stuff. So this could get big quickly for a cheap cost of 2 mana. Okay. Coming up, we have another one from Jumpstart. It's Midnight Angel Armor, 5 to cast equipment. When it enters, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, then attach this equipment to it. Equipped creature gets +3/+3, has flying and vigilance. So it basically becomes a Sarah Angel for 5, which you can then equip for 3 at a later time. So Sarah Angel, 4/4, vigilance, flying. Well, it's an equipment, so at least there is some additional functional use after the creature dies. So you can equip it to something else. Okay, I think that's fine. I would still use this. Okay, right behind it we have Hulk Buster Armor. 4 to cast, legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has base power and toughness 9/9 and has flying. So to equip it, you pay 3 to equip a hero, or you can equip 6 to attach. Now, I do have a cloud deck which allows me to cheat. What do you call this? The equipping of artifacts. Equipments. So this would be super good in that deck. This is gonna be killer. 9/9 and flying. That's crazy. So this is such a good card for only 4 to cast. That's a pretty good rate. Okay. Next up, we have a Vibranium Strike Gauntlets, another 4 to cast equipment with flash. So when it comes in, you can attach it to a creature you control, and equipped creature gets +3/+0, has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, equipped for 3. So you can cheat it in, pay 4, comes in, attaches to a creature, you can attack, draw a card, and gives trample. So that's also, I think, another really good equipment. So I like that. Okay, next up we have Winter Soldier Reborn Avenger. Hold on. Let me try to pick it up from the sleeve. 5 to cast, Human Soldier Hero, 3/5. Whenever Winter Soldier attacks, return target creature card's mana value less than or equal to his power from your graveyard to the battlefield. If a hero enters this way, it enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Not particularly a super big fan of this card, but it's a unique card. Just gonna add this to the collection. One of these days it might be useful. Okay, so I'll put that over here. Next up, we have a Fantastic Elasticity. It's a sorcery for 3. Choose 1. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, and has rebound. Okay, not bad. Okay, after that we have a Helmut Zemo Mastermind, 2 and a blue. So whenever Helmut Zemo attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card mana value less than or equal to his power from your graveyard. If that spell would be put in your graveyard, exile instead. If you cast the spell this way, put a 1/1 counter on Helmut Zemo. 2/2, Human Noble Villain. Okay, I'll put this over here. Okay. Oh wait, let me just move this a little bit here, make some space for our guys. Okay, hold on for a second. There you go. Okay, there we go. Okay, make some space here for some nice mythics. Okay, next up we have a Damocles base Sword of Kang. So this is a legendary artifact vehicle with flying and death touch, and whenever it deals combat damage to the player, that player faces a villainous choice. They sacrifice a non-token creature of their choice, or lose 2 life and you draw 2 cards. Crew for 3. Yeah, I think this is nice. Flying death touch, so it's got some evasion. Would at least give you a high chance of it connecting. Good card. Okay, I'll put that over here. Next up, we have Batroc the Leaper. 2 to cast human villain 2/2 with multi-kicker, which is cool because he can kick many times. Batroc enters with a 1/1 counter on him for each time he was kicked. And when Batroc enters, he deals damage equal to his power to each of up to X targets, where X is the number of times he was kicked. So yeah, this is cool. Like, you kick him twice, he can deal damage to 2 targets, where X is the number of times he was kicked, so 2. So that's not bad. You can deal 2 damage to 2 creatures. Interesting card. But I don't know that character though. I don't know who Batroc is. Okay, anyway, it looks like he's wearing like the mask of Wolverine, to be honest. Sorry, check that out. Weird. Okay. Next we have Into the Time Vortex. 5 to cast sorcery with Cascade and Rebound. So yeah, this is good for Prosper if you're looking to cast spells from exile. Nice simple card. I think this might be a reprint. Not sure. Next up, we have Lady Loki, Agent of Chaos. So 6 to cast God, Sorcerer, Villain, 5/5. Whenever you cast your first instant, sorcery, or villain spell each turn, exile it, then exile cards from top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Lady Loki deals damage equal to each opponent equal to the difference between the spell's mana value and that non-land card's mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. This is cool, very chaosy in feel, good flavor. Yeah, I might have this in one of my decks. Okay, so I'll put that over here. Next, we have a MDFC. It is Monica Rambeau. Okay, I think we have this card already, but this is actually quite a good card, so I wanted to get another copy. 3 to cast Human Hero, Flying Prowess, 3/3, and then you pay 5, and it transforms into Photon Living Light. Flying Hexproof Prowess, this time 4/4, and you can cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. And you can play this, right, for the backside if you have the mana. So nice and flexible. Cool. Next, we have another equipment, Unstable Molecule Suit. So it's a 3 to cast equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Indestructible. Pay 2 to equip the commander and pay 4 just for regular equip. Not bad. I mean, 3/3 Indestructible. So that's kind of like Mithril Coat, right? It just doesn't attach, but the equip cost is only 2. Now, if you have a commander that can cheat in cards or the equip cost, then this is effectively just like a Mithril Coat, which is like, I don't know, almost $20 now, I think. Crazy. Yeah, so nice addition to the collection. Definitely will be using that one of these days. Next, we have an Ancestral Commune. So T'Challa and T'Chaka. So 2 to cast sorcery. When you cast a spell while you control your commander, copy the spell. You may choose a new target for a copy. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so it's recursion. If you have your command in play, you can do it twice. Cool. Okay. Next up, we have Black Bolt himself, Inhuman King. So 2 in Azorius, Inhuman Noble Hero, flying 3/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Black Bolt gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That's a pretty hefty buff. Whenever Black Bolt becomes target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, destroy target non-land permanent that player controls. So that's pretty good. A good way to sort of deter making Black Bolt a target. Okay, let's put that over here. Behind that, we have another copy of Vibranium Strike Gauntlets. It's good enough for me to have twice. Okay, next card, we have the Vision in foil. So I had to read this card like 3-4 times just to make sure I got this right. So let me just take it out from the sleeve first. All right. So what does it do? So it's a 2/5 Flying Vigilant Robot Hero for 4 mana to cast. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose one that has been chosen this turn. So it gains double strike, gains indestructible, or draw a card. I mean, guys, come on. There's hardly any drawback to this. It's only for 4, 2/5, bitty. It's a bit of a chunky boy. If it gets double strike, it becomes a 4, basically can do 4 damage or more if you buff it up. You can give it indestructible. And you can either draw a card. And this is, you can cast it at instant speed. So this is actually quite good, and can go into so many decks. I think this is a steal, honestly. And I got a nice foil version too. So nice to see that. I'll put it over here. Okay, next up we have a Kimoyo Beads. It's another Forticast enchantment, but it's not an equipment this time. Beginning of your end step, choose one that has been chosen. Draw a card. Create 2 1/1 soldier creature tokens. Or you gain 3 life. Exile this artifact, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Okay, again, nice, interesting card. Okay, behind that, now we have a card that I kind of like. It is Panther Robot. 10 to cast, 8/8 artifact creature cat robot with affinity for artifacts. So you can basically cast it based on the number of artifacts you have in play. And it's an 8/8 reach trample. I mean the 10 mana cost is, or mana value is, you'll never cast that for the full value, especially if you're in an artifact deck. So this is, you can even play it for free, right? If you have a whole buttload of artifacts. Comes in, reach trample, 8/8. Scary business on right there. Reminds me of Sex Panther from Anchorman. Okay. So behind that we have Shuri's Fabricator. It's another Forticast artifact. So when it enters, create 2 tapped Vibranium tokens, which by the way are indestructible mana rocks. So you can pay 6 tap, return target artifact card from the graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, we're down to our last couple of cards, but I think this is freebie coming from our seller. It's a Mana Rock package, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Mind Stone. Not the Mind Stone, just a Mind Stone. Yeah, okay, I'll put that over here. Fortunately, we didn't get any super special mythics, but so this is what I got. A lot of good cards from Marvel, a few goodies from other sets. I think this Absorbing Man's pretty cool. The Vesuva and the Vision, I think, are also ones that I definitely like. And obviously a lot of good artifacts and other good rares. So yeah, good set. So far, I mean, I wasn't quite enthused about Marvel as a Universes Beyond set, but seeing the cards here, I mean, you can't deny that these are pretty sick cards. Cool cards. So I would prefer that they weren't a Marvel set, but it's here. What can we do? Might as well just get some of the product. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next round. Take care and bye-bye.